Hey, baby! It's Iggy from the Investing Iguana. Today we're talking about a huge shift in global investing, one that matters for every Singapore investor. The world isn't just watching headlines, there's a real regime shift in play. In H1 2025, non-US stocks outperformed US stocks by double digits, starting from much cheaper prices. What's driving this? The Jackson Hole Summit changed the game. Fed Chair Powell hinted at rate cuts, the US dollar softened, and suddenly, global money is moving. If you're wondering where your investment dollars, especially those CPF and SRS contributions, should go next, you're in the right place. Here's what you'll get in this video. How leadership in global investing is shifting away from the US. Why spreading your bets beyond the US can boost returns without adding more risk. The new opportunity in Singapore, REITs, and how MS policy changes help you. Why the STI's bank-heavy approach needs balancing. Practical frameworks. What to trim, what to buy, and the 30-30-30-10 allocation playbook. A step-by-step 30-day rotation plan to keep your SG portfolio nimble. And my personal verdict on what this regime shift means for you. This video is adapted from my latest in-depth Substack deep dive. Link below if you want all the visuals, checklists, and the full written playbook. I'm Iggy, your go-to voice on the Singapore beat, CFA, ex-hedge fund, 17 plus years navigating SGX, CPF, and the global macro map. You get sharp analogies and zero sugarcoating. Let's dive in. Let's start with the headline. H1 2025 broke the pattern. For years, US stocks dominated. Now non-US stocks beat their US peers by about 11 points, and not by accident. Why? These international stocks started out way cheaper, and as talk of US rate cuts heated up, global investors moved their money for a better deal. When the US dollar loses its shine, like now, investors go shopping elsewhere. That's not just Wall Street noise. For SG investors, it's a green light to seek better value overseas. Think of it like choosing a hawker stall. When the long queue fades, people try the other stalls, and often they're rewarded. International stocks have outpaced the US by 11% so far this year, thanks to cheaper entry points and shifting expectations on interest rates. For us in Singapore, adding non-US beta or non-US stocks can boost potential returns without extra risk. Spreading out your money smartly helps it work harder without breaking a sweat. Here's what's actually changed. As expectations of higher US rates faded, investors pulled funds out of the US, looking for juicier dividends and better bargains. Suddenly, it's not just 5 big US tech names in charge. Performance is broadening across the map. Think of it like this. When more runners have a shot in a marathon, it's anyone's race. For portfolios, this means investing beyond the US can bring you more consistent wins when money rules and values shift. International stocks now offer higher dividends and better price deals, giving you a cushion if central banks loosen their grip. When rates fall, those cheaper, higher yield stocks climb faster. SG angle? It's time to sprinkle more non-US stocks and income-paying assets into your mix. Lowers risk, aims for solid returns. In plain English, buy what pays you more and costs you less. Want all the full charts, checklists, and written playbook? Grab the post on Substack. Links in the description below. Fed boss Jerome Powell didn't say, "Cut coming," but he might as well have. He flagged softer inflation and a cooling jobs market. Now markets are betting nearly 90% on a cut by September. Result, the dollar dropped, bounced a bit, but the trend is clear. The big buck is less reliable. The upshot, US dollar gains from earlier cycles are fading. When rates fall, emerging market, EM stocks and real assets like property tend to win because investor cash chases fresh returns. Markets now see a path for Fed rate cuts, softening the US dollar, lifting EM and international assets. Stage your entries into EM and long-dated bonds before cuts are official. For Singapore portfolios, now is the time to rotate into global stocks and income ideas. Don't wait for the headline. Early movers catch the most upside, especially when rates are about to wobble. Let's talk home ground. Singapore REITs, S-REITs, shine when rates fall. Property values climb because future rental cash flows look better. And REITs can refinance debt at lower costs. The MAS just made your life easier. S-REITs can borrow up to 50% of their assets, but must cover interest by at least 1.5 times. Improved transparency, one cap, rolling out from March 2025. No more guesswork, comparing REITs side by side. A single borrowing cap and clear interest cover rules mean less forced selling, easier comparison, and more focus on balance sheet strength. What does this mean for you? Prioritize REITs with strong interest coverage and staggered debts. Use the new disclosures to find reliable winners. Picture your CPF or brokerage as a basket. Don't just throw in any egg, check the shell first. Singapore's main index, the STI, is now over 50% in just 3 banks: DBS, OCBC, UOB. This bank bet paid off as rates climbed, but when rates fall, bank profits slow down and become more dependent on fee income and credit quality. Translation: more volatility, less predictability. More than half of STI weight sits in banks as of Q1 Q2 25. For you, this raises single-factor risk, returns tied too heavily to one economic variable: rates. Keep those banks, the dividends are solid, but add 10 to 15% S-REITs to steady your income and reduce month-to-month volatility. Diversification isn't just a buzzword, it's Gaylong's famous Rojak: more ingredients, better bite. So what do you do now? Don't wait. Trim back crowded US tech names, they're not leading. Rotate towards overlooked regions and SG income plays. For S-REITs, favor firms with strong balance sheets, manageable debts, and renewals due soon. They'll reap the most from lower rates. Keep your SG banks and reinvest the dividends. For bonds, target high-quality names with 5 to 7 year maturities. These benefit the most as rates drop. Add global and select EM bonds with strong credit. Gold? Keep 5 to 10% as protection against US dollar swings or sudden policy changes. Think of this as an insurance policy. Cheap to keep, vital in a storm. Here's the battle plan. Don't try to pick this year's show pony. Instead, use rules. 30% emerging market equities to catch growth and currency tailwinds. 30% S-REITs and local banks for solid SG dollar income and resilience. 35% quality bonds. These buffer volatility and win as rates fall. 5 to 10% gold, the ultimate shock absorber. For CPF or SRS players, keep bonds and broad stock trackers and SRS for the tax perks. Put S-REITs in brokerage for trading ease. Rebalance every 3 months. Stay disciplined. Don't let hot hands grow into risky outsized bets. Each sleeve of your portfolio offsets the others. Bonds cushion equity falls. Gold buffers US dollar spikes. REITs rebuild income as funding costs improve. Risks are still here, just wearing new costumes. 3 to watch, Jobs. A quick deep hit to employment can squeeze company cash before banks or governments step in. Currency. If everyone rushes back to the US dollar at once, EM markets take a hit. So buy in stages and hold some gold. S-REIT quality. Not all property trusts are equal. Use Mass's new guidelines and pick only the best managed, most resilient names. Staged entries reduce the risk of forced selling, and sticking with quality absorbs shocks. The best portfolios reach their targets without drama. Avoid regret by acting rather than hesitating. If you're heavy on US tech or US dollars, trim down in 2 or 3 batches. Don't chase flashy, risky bonds. Stick to quality. Strong S-REITs, EM stocks, 5 to 7 year bonds, and a dash of gold are your friends. CPF, SRS. Tip: house your bonds and EM shares in SRS for tax optimization. Keep your SGX property picks liquid. Make the changes gradually. Check your progress after every inflation or jobs report. Step 1. Audit your actual exposure. If over half is US, shift 10-15% at a time into EM and S-REITs when markets rally. Do this over a month, not all at once. For bonds, buy quality, reinvest the interest, and skip anything too risky. In REITs, look for interest coverage above 2.0x, diversified tenants, and no debt cliffs before 2026. Always hold that bit of gold and wait for USD direction to clear before any big leaps. Set review points tied to fresh inflation and jobs data. Adjust pace, but stick to your core planning. Here's the bottom line. This is not a blip. It's a fundamental shift. The US market is still innovative, but putting all your eggs in its basket isn't wise, especially now. Singapore investors rotate into income streams built for a softer dollar and falling rates. Go for breadth, not just the old crowd favorites. Balance S-REITs with your bank core, lock in longer-term bonds, add emerging markets, and don't forget that little slice of gold as insurance. The actions you take in the next month could mean the difference between riding the next global rally or watching from the sidelines. Use your CPF or SRS as the smart local chooses the right tool for each job. Tax optimization for bonds and trackers, flexibility for REITs. Call to action. Are you ready to rotate, rebuild, and stay ahead before the next wave hits? Or will you be left holding yesterday's winners? Let's recap. Non-US stocks are leading for real reasons. Diversifying, especially with Singapore and EM exposure, can smooth out returns. MAS policy upgrades make quality S-REITs more attractive. The old STI bank bet needs balancing. Add REITs, trim tech, lock in bonds, get some gold, split your shifts, review regularly, and let time do the heavy lifting. You can take these lessons into your SG investing journey. Like, share, and subscribe if this helped you rethink your portfolio. Want the full investment playbook and early bird charts? Grab the latest on my Substack, link in the description. Upgrade to premium for tools, watch lists, and my monthly conviction picks.